Hey everyone, let's learn about the pathways through the diaphragm with Picmonic today. We're going to play the Picmonic video, and then at the end, we'll take the quiz together to see what we've learned.
Use this Picmonic to help you remember the pathways through the diaphragm, starting with the image of the pathways through the diaphragm trampoline. There are a number of openings in the diaphragm through which structures pass between the thorax and the abdomen, which are commonly tested. At the T8 level, there is the caval opening, shown here as the T8 ball, where the inferior vena cava passes through the diaphragm. This is represented by the inferior vine cave below the diaphragm trampoline. The T10 level is where the esophageal opening of the diaphragm is, and is depicted in the image as the T10 tin. At this particular level, the esophagus, shown as the sarcophagus, vagus nerve, the vagus sign, and esophageal branches of the left gastric vessels pass through the diaphragm. The esophageal branches of the left gastric vessels are shown as the sarcophagus branches of the left gastric vessels. The aortic opening refers to the diaphragmatic opening at the T12 level, the T12 dozen in the image. And at this level, the aorta, shown as the aorta, passes through the diaphragm. Additionally, at this level, the thoracic duct, the thorax duct, and the azygous vein, the ascending ghost, also pass through the diaphragm. So, let's give the pathways through the diaphragm another look. At the T8 level, the inferior vena cava passes through the diaphragm via the caval opening. The esophageal opening is at T10 and is where the esophagus, vagus nerve, and esophageal branches to the left gastric vessels pass through. Meanwhile, the aortic opening is found at T12 and is where the aorta, thoracic duct, and azygous vein pass through the diaphragm.
All right, let's start the quiz. Okay, first question. Which of the following is associated with pathways through the diaphragm? Okay, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video whenever you would like. I remember the Picmonic here, the T8. So the T8 ball, I'm going to go with the T8 level. There it is. And it says the caval opening passes through the central tendon of the diaphragm. It is located at the level of T8. It contains the inferior vena cava. Next question. Which of the following is associated with pathways through the diaphragm? And then if you remember this Picmonic here, the T10 tin. I'm going to go with the T10 level esophageal opening. There you go. If you want to pause to read that info there, you can. Next question. Which of the following depicted here passes through the diaphragm? Okay. And here I remember the ascending ghost Picmonic, so I'm going to go with the azygous vein. The azygous vein passes through the aortic opening. The azygous vein is a unilateral vessel that ascends the thorax on the right side of the vertebral column. It is part of the azygous venous system. Okay, next question. Which of the following is associated with pathways through the diaphragm? And do you remember the T dozen there? So I'm going to go with the T12 level. Awesome. The aortic opening, also known as the aortic hiatus, is situated slightly posterior to the diaphragm. It is located at the level of T12. It permits the passage of the aorta, thoracic duct, and azygous vein. Let's do one more. Which of the following depicted here passes through the diaphragm? Okay. I remember the sarcophagus coffin there, so I'm going to go with the esophagus. All right. The esophagus passes through the esophageal opening. The esophagus connects the mouth to the stomach and pushes food boluses downwards via peristalsis. The top of the esophagus has striated muscle under voluntary control for swallowing. However, the lower 2/3 of the esophagus is involuntary smooth muscle controlled by the autonomic nervous system. All right. Lots of great info there. There are 5 more questions left on this Picmonic quiz for pathways through the diaphragm. Click the link below to check us out and test yourself with our spaced repetition quizzes. Thank you so much for watching and for learning with us today. Bye.